Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome to this gentle adult yoga class. Let's get a nice seat on our mat. Wriggle the buttocks flesh away. Sit up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And take a moment to look down, couch, or close your eyes. Get a sense of where you are today. What you're bringing with you to your practice this morning. And if you like, set an intention for today's practice. And let's begin by stretching up tall and letting the chin get heavy. And then rolling the ear to one side. And coming back to center and rolling the head the other way. Continue with a nice, easy stretch. No forcing. Noticing the different muscles as your head moves from side to side. Let's bring the head back to center and stretch on up. Inhale tall and exhale, rotate. And rotate back the other way. Smooth, easy movements. And back to center. Let's do some shoulder circles. And we'll circle in the other direction. And notice the energy. And let's reach those arms out. And bring the hands in and reach out. Touching your shoulders and reaching out. And bringing the hands to the shoulders, we're going to bring one elbow back and then the other. Getting a little movement in your upper body. And you can begin to twist a little more with each repetition. And let's stop and go the other way. And back to stillness. Let's reach the arms out. We'll do our sway envelope. So we're sliding along a tabletop to one side. Inhaling back to center and sliding along a tabletop in the other direction and back to center. And back to center. Let the arms rest for a moment. And we're going to do a little self energizing here. We're just going to tap. So we're going to start at the upper shoulder. We're going to tap down using the palm of the hand and then turn the palm up and tap up the inside of the arm, starting at the top of the shoulder, tapping down the top of the arm, and tapping up the inside of the arm, increasing the circulation, getting a little tap in that upper shoulder, trapezius muscle, tapping down, top of the arm, turning the palm up and tapping up the inside of the arm. Give the shoulder a nice tap and one last one down this arm. Tapping up the inside. And stop for a moment, notice how that arm feels. And then we'll start the other side, tapping up the shoulder and down the arm. Turning the palm over and tapping up. Tapping down the arm. Turn the palm up and tap up the inside of the arm, giving that shoulder a nice tap. So you're using the palm of your hand. And you're not hurting yourself. Love taps, right? Just enough to get some circulation happening. And last one. And I'm going to close the door while you're feeling that. Get rid of some of that background noise. That's better. Okay. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, let's circle the wrists. And circle the wrists the other way. And we'll grab the air. And flick some air off our fingers. And just stop and notice the energy. And let's wake up the rest of the body. Let's do a little cat and dog here, rocking back. And lifting the chest and stretching up. Coming back to center, we'll come to an easy spinal twist. One hand on your knee, the other on the floor behind you. And then back to center and an easy spinal twist the other way. And you might want to switch legs. And we'll do a second set. And twist. And back to center and notice how you feel. Let's bring the Hands to the floor behind us, widen the legs and a windshield wiper the knees. And with the knees to one side, bring one hand to the floor, the other hand will come out to the side. We're going to inhale and swing up and swing back down, stretch out. Inhale, press the hips forward, open the side body. And come on back down. So we're coming up and holding a breath. Inhale and stretch up. And exhale, come on back down. And this time we'll come up and we'll hold. Spinning the rib cage towards the ceiling, looking up if that works for your neck. And come on back down. And walk yourself around, look over your shoulder, try to find your foot. And come back and you'll switch to the other side. Bringing that arm out, supporting you with your hand on the floor. Inhale, lift the hips, press them forward, big side stretch. And come on back down. And inhale, open. And down. Inhale, stretch up, spin your rib cage, look up. I'll do one more and we'll hold that one longer. Feel the ribs opening, the breath deepening. And come on back down and walk yourself around. Try to find your foot behind you. And come on back into Dandasana. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll squeeze and spread the toes. And point and flex ankles. And circle the ankles. And circle the ankles the other way. And windshield wiper the legs. Take a breath, walk your hands behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift up. Inhale back up. And let's swing the legs around behind us and come onto our hands and knees for some table warm-ups. Rounding through the base of the fingers, stretching up tall, rounding through the tops of the feet. Lift the tailbone, lift the head and chest. And then tuck the tailbone, lift the back, let the head get heavy. Really savoring that stretch in your spine, opening the front. And tucking the tailbone and opening the back. And let's come back to a nice flat back. And we'll take this into some cat circles. As big or as small as you like. Exploring your range of motion in a lovely, sensuous way. And let's go the other way. And back to stillness. We're coming to our spinal twist. Let's reach up and slide that arm through. And if you'd like a variation today, slide your hand towards the top of your mat and your foot towards the bottom of the mat and spin your body towards the ceiling. Walk that hand back a little bit to help open your armpit. Big stretch through the side body. Feels so good, so opening. And we'll bring the leg in, bring the hand in. Inhale, stretch up. And down, and I'll go the other way. Let's reach up. And slide through. And again, you can stay here or slide one hand towards the top of the mat. The other foot towards the bottom of the mat. And walk your hand back a little bit to open your armpit. Tuck your chin and look up. Lovely side stretch as well as a little twist here. Deep breaths. And bring the leg in, bring the hand in. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. And press back into child. Walk your hands back. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall, sitting in thunderbolt. Bring your hands behind you, lift your heart, stretch up. If thunderbolt does not work for you, you can always do Sukhasana, easy pose. Inhale back up. Next level of challenge. We're going to scoot our legs around in front for a minute, coming into Dandasana. And then we're going to take the right leg and bring the heel against the butt. We're going to come down on our elbows. If we can, again, you can start sitting up, squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the heart, pressing out through the front foot, or coming down onto the elbows, or taking your right arm and stretching it up. So you're pressing your right knee down and reaching your right arm up, feeling a nice stretch in the front of that thigh, reaching out through the left leg. And we'll bring the hand down, inhale back up, bring that leg around, give those legs a shake. And then we'll bring the other knee in. Again, you can stay right here, bringing the hands behind you, squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the heart, or coming down onto your elbows, pressing that front knee down towards the floor, or taking your left arm, same knee that's down, that's the arm that comes up, and giving that side of your body a nice stretch. Deep breaths. Keep your heart lifted, don't collapse. Pressing out through the ball of your long foot, your right leg. And come on back up. Swing that leg around. Windshield wiper. And you have a choice here. You can go back into child or come into a squat, whichever works for you. Take a few breaths here. In either pose, you're noticing the length of your spine, the softness of your breath. Now let's meet in Uttanasana, bringing the feet to parallel and stretching over. Bring your hands to your sacrum, lengthen your spine, press into your heels. You come up with a nice straight back. Finding Tadasana. Taking a few breaths here. And let's come into some sun-shining breaths, inhaling up and exhaling down. As you inhale, press your feet into the floor, grounding through the earth as you reach into the heavens. And as you open, feel the top of your head reaching to the sky as you press your hands down towards the earth. One more sun-shining breath here. And now we'll take one arm up and reach over as you slide your hand down your leg, giving yourself a beautiful side stretch. Inhaling back up and changing sides. Reach up and slide your hand down your leg for support. Reaching over, deep breaths. Inhaling back up and spinal twist. You want to press your opposite hip forward. That's why sometimes we do this with our legs crossed, because then it really does anchor that front hip. So this hip is not going back. This hip stays where it is. You're spinning from your waist. That way you're protecting your knees. And inhale, reaching up. Exhale, pressing back into chair pose. Arms can be parallel, or you can bring your hands into steeple position, whichever works for you. Inhale and down. Let's come into some half salutes, adding chair pose to them. And hands to the heart. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, swan dive over. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms out in front, coming into chair pose. And again, if this doesn't work for your shoulders, you can have your hands in goddess, whatever works for you, or more challenge, bringing your hands into steeple position, looking up if you can, looking forward if you need to. And inhale up, let's reach back. Inhale tall and hands to heart. Good job. Let's do that again. Inhale. Reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, draw your belly in to give you space. Inhale, reach your arms forward, coming into Utkatasana. Choosing your hand position. If you're using steeple, put your unusual thumb in front. Changing the clasp of your hands. Inhale up, let's arc back. Inhale tall and Anjali Mudra. Good job. Let's add a lunge to that. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Then your right leg back into a lunge. And let's come into revolve side angle, keeping your right hand on the floor, left hand to your hip crease, turn or reach, whatever works for you. Press out through the back heel, reaching to the top of your head, reaching from hand to hand. Bring that hand down, rock back to spring forward, surrender over, let your body relax over your leg. Reach your arms forward, coming into Utkatasana. Inhale tall. Lift your heart as you arc back. Make sure there's no pinch in your back. Inhale up and hands to heart. If arcing back with your hands overhead is too much, you can arc back with your hands on your sacrum or crossing elbows. Let's do the left side. Inhale. And fold. Half lift. Exhale, lunge. Placing your left hand under your shoulder, right hand to the hip crease will spin the body. Keep that knee tracking towards the midline, reaching out through the back heel, and if it works for your arm, stretching up, looking up, deep breaths. And come on back down. Rock back to spring forward. Stretch over the legs. Press your hips back as you reach your arms forward and up, coming into Utkatasana. Inhale up, arc back. And Anjali Mudra. We're going to prepare for dancer pose. So first variation, starting in Tadasana, you can bring your hands to your sacrum. Step your right foot forward, and then shift your weight forward so that your back heel is lifted. Draw your pelvic floor and your lower abdominals up. Squeeze your elbows together. Begin to lift your heart Now the balance is very challenging here. As your gaze gets higher, balance gets harder. So you want to find what feels like a safe degree of lifting for you. And if you go nice and slow, working your way into it with your breath. And inhale back up, Ooh, shake that out. Good job. Okay, now I have to remember which leg I did. That's why I need you. I think this time we're stepping forward on the left foot. Hope you remember. Whichever foot you didn't do, we're stepping forward on that one. Shifting our weight and lifting the back heel. Bringing the elbows towards each other, lifting the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals. Finding your drishti, and this could be your pose. This could be a challenging balance right here. Or begin to bring the spine forward behind the heart and begin to very slowly lift your gaze, arcing back, taking your time. And inhale back up. Woo, and shake it out. Oh my goodness, that was great. Okay, we're going to take that into full dancer now. And if you need to hold on to something for dancer, go right ahead. Finding your drishti, stepping forward on the left foot, shifting your weight. And again, you can stay with the earlier variation. Or stretching up nice and tall, you're reaching your right hand behind you. Holding on to something with the left hand if you need to. And if you can, you're bringing that foot up and bringing the knees together or pressing that knee behind you. Bringing your opposite arm out in front of you. And shake it out. Good job. You're doing so well today. All right. Other side, starting in Tadasana. Stepping forward on the right foot, or whichever foot you didn't do. Lifting the back heel. And again, you can stay here and do the first variation. Or pick up your back foot, grab your ankle, bring your knees together. Reach your arm out in front. Press your thigh back. And release and march it out. Good job. Let's come down onto our bellies into crocodile pose. Oh, bring the legs together. Bring the elbows in close. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Slide those arms forward, coming into Sphinx pose. stay here or take a deep breath and lift your elbows. Only if that helps you deepen the curve in your back. The shoulders stay down away from your ears. And slowly come down, cheek to one side. And we'll bring the head in line with spine, the hands by your breast. You can do a second set of Sphinx if you want, or we'll do a cobra, sliding the shoulder blades down the back and hugging the elbows into the body. We're doing a Lukma, no hands first, so we're just lifting up with no weight on the hands, making sure we're not crunching the back of the neck, but keeping a little bit of length there. And again, if you feel like you could put some weight into your hands to increase the curve of your spine, you're welcome to add some weight. But if your shoulders begin to move in relation to your ears, come back down. Shoulders should be nice and relaxed, neck should be nice and long. Deep breath, opening the heart. And slowly come down. And cheek to the other side, palms up, heels out. And bring the head back in line with the spine, the palms down by your side, feet in the air. Take a nice deep breath and lift the chest. And if you can reach your ankles, go ahead and reach your ankles, squeezing the shoulder blades together. If you can lift your knees, lift your knees. Kick your feet away from your torso. Deep breaths. Bow pulling pose, Dhanurasana. And come on back down. And press back into child. Nice counter stretch. If you can, press into your palms and lift your elbows. You'll feel that deepening the stretch in your lower back. Inhale out, roll over onto your backs, bringing your feet in, giving yourself a hug. Let's place the feet on the floor for bridge pose, Satya Bandhasana. Arms at your sides. Begin to peel your tailbone up off the floor. Coming up one vertebra at a time. If you're up high enough, you can bring your shoulders underneath you, coming into Yoga Mudra. Slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. And bring your knees into your chest one more time for a nice hug. Place your feet on the floor. Lift your buttocks and bring your arms underneath you. And stretch your legs out. Coming into Matsyasana fish pose. Take a nice deep breath and pressing down into the palms, lift the rib cage up off the floor. Or lift the head and place the top of the head on the floor without any weight on your neck. Feel your spine reaching into your heart, opening your heart. For a little more challenge, you can pick your legs up off the floor and make it an abdominal practice as well. And slowly lower yourself down, lifting the head and sliding onto the back of the head, wriggling your arms out. And taking a few breaths here in Shavasana. Inhale the knees into the chest one more time. Press the knees away, coming into right angles with your legs, and lower the legs down to one side, stacking one knee right on top of the other, or straighten your legs and grab your big toes with the nearest hand. Take your top arm and open it out away from your legs, letting it land wherever feels good to you. And turn your head back towards your legs. Bring your legs in and give yourself a hug. I'm going to switch the other way. Bringing your legs at a right angle and lowering the knees down, stacking one knee on top of the other, or straightening your legs and grabbing your big toes. Top arm opens out away from your legs. And come back towards your legs, bring them in. And once you're back, give yourself a hug. And if there's anything you need for Shavasana, get that now. Feel your body heavy on the floor. Let all the stress drain out of the back of your body. You can stay here as long as you like. If you'd like to continue with Shavasana or meditate lying down, you can do that. Or if you'd like to meditate sitting up, slowly roll to one side. and come to a seated position. We're going to do a very simple meditation.